Alright, we are here in Rogue Lords. My name is Kazar and we're playing a little demo here of this game that I've been actually really excited for a couple of months, ever since I heard about it. I am a big fan of turn-based strategy. I've been really getting into sort of roguelites and roguelike games for a while now. And so this game concept where you're playing the bad guy and you get some extra powers that help you to totally take control of the enemy is great. I'm loving this sort of anti-good guy thing we got going on in video games right now. I loved Carry On when it came out. It was such a great concept. Very different than the normal hero-based stuff that we've been playing for years. So to play as the bad guy is something I'm really excited about in this game. So let's go ahead and I'm coming in blind, except for the little bits that I know. So we're gonna just go ahead and play this demo and see what it's all about. Alright.
Many moons ago, mortals rose up against me and chased me down. They were led by demon hunters, wretched beings incapable of seeing the beauty of a corrupted world. My creatures and demons gave everything they had in the fight, but it was not enough. I was forced to leave the world of the living. Weakened, I returned to hell to survive. For years I consumed fresh souls to regain my power, but their numbers are fast diminishing. I cannot wait anymore. I must reclaim my rightful place. It is time to gather my forces once more. Those who signed a pact with me will do as I order. They will spread terror and corruption in my name. The time has come for my revenge.
Alright, I already love this. Welcome to your fortress. From here you can launch adventures from the map of the New World. Read about your servants in the chart of disciples or follow your progress on the altar of conquests. Alright, let's try this out. This map depicts the New World. The demon hunters put an end to your reign in this region of 10 years ago. It is here that you'll choose missions for your disciples in their quest to avenge you. The further you progress in the game, the stronger your adversaries become, and the overall difficulty of the game increases. For the moment, your adversaries are weak, so take advantage of it and hit hard. Alright. Alright. Looks like that guy in the trailer here, so let's go.
Many years ago, I was banished from the terrestrial plane by Van Helsing and his demon hunters. Since then, I have reigned over hell while awaiting the hour of my return. But things are changing. The souls of the deceased no longer descend into hell. Have humans become more virtuous? Or is there a new force conspiring to usurp my power? I recall into service my disciples, powerful beings who once made a pact with me. They can move freely in this region called the New World, where I was undone by Van Helsing. They will find him and exact my revenge upon him.
So it seems that we are playing as the devil himself, and we literally have Dracula and the Headless Horseman at our side here. Oh, this is good. I am a huge literary horror fan of old. Got your old Sleepy Hollow, Bram Stoker's Dracula, all that. So this will be interesting to see who all shows up in this roster. We get to choose our third disciple. So let's see who we've got here. Lots of locked ones, and it looks like we get Bloody Mary herself. Now, I wonder if the lore here is Mary of Scots, Mary Queen of Scots, who kind of like started the lore, or if this is like the Bloody Mary in the window, sort of, or not in the window, in the mirror when you say her name 3 times she appears, sort of Bloody Mary. But let's go ahead and add her to our roster here. She looks really cool. So at this difficulty level, where the bottom enemies will have 0% HP and SP. We don't really know what that means yet, but I'm imagining it's going to be really easy to defeat them. We're going to have no unexpected meetings, and we're going to have no chance of getting caught in an ambush. So it sounds like we're diving into this. I'm getting sort of a Darkest Dungeon sort of vibe here, where there's going to be some things that are going to spring on us, and we have to take things carefully as we launch ourselves back into this world. Love the bats. Alright. You control a group of disciples and choose one to represent the group. You navigate from zone to zone by choosing your route on the map. You have to complete the main activity in a zone before you can move on to the next. Alright. We got our Headless Horseman here. Okay. Oh, so I'm literally moving around the world. Okay, like that. Look at him run like that. He pulls out his sword. Ah! Charge! Okay. Move closer to the main activity to launch it. Here? Okay. Complete this activity. Adds more zones. Cool. Alright.
Through the renewed link with my disciples, I become aware of the situation in the new world. The demon hunters have increased their hold on the population. They are everywhere, on the roads, in the villages, patrolling and imposing a summary justice. On the other hand, no one has heard of the 6 artifacts stolen from me by Van Helsing during our last confrontation. If he is using them, he does not boast of it. My attention is drawn towards a new religion. The Sanctua Lumen, as it is called, is increasing its hold on humans. My disciples decide to go to one of its sanctuaries in order to learn more.
Interesting. So, Christianity's out, Sanctua Lumen is in, apparently. Let's go see what this is all about. Alright, click on the map to consult it. Okay. The book map shows the zones and paths for 2 chapters. It also shows you the special effects that might affect certain zones during gameplay. The first zone in each book is always a combat. So see, like, our books are kind of our dungeons here. We're going through these different layers. Have your mouse over new zones to see more details. Okay. Order your disciples to come here as quickly as possible. Okay. Up here. Move on to the next zone. Go to the sanctuary. Ooh. I guess we're done there. Alright. Diabolic Essence. Diabolical Essence is your main resource. If you run out, you lose. Essence can be lost during combats or used to boost your influence over the world of mortals. Alright. Souls can be won during combats or events. They can be traded to the Grim Reaper to obtain skills. Increase the rarity of skills you already have or obtain relics. It's really hard not to do a voice when we're playing such a atmospheric game as this. As you accumulate events and combats, the terror you inspire grows. Each increase produces a terror effect on the zones on a subsequent night and gives you advantages. For every 4 increases, you move up a notch, permanently improving your chance to obtain higher rarity skills, and you receive a relic. Okay. So more things we do, more stuff we get. Seems pretty straightforward. Let's go to the Modest Farm. Alright, main activity. Completing this activity unlocks the following zones. Choose your approach. It will determine which rewards you receive at the end of combat. So, we can either do a frontal attack, which means that there will be a terror effect in 2 nights, and then we can see there it's highlighting this book thing here. So I'm imagining that each one of these is a night. We're on the second night here because we already did the first one down here. So then it'll be third and fourth. So something is going to help us on the fourth one here, which I don't know. I think the book was something non-attacky, so maybe that's not the most important one. Attack discreetly, I get extra souls for that. Or, I guess I'm select this approach and earn a skill at the end of combat. I'm assuming that it's telling me this because I have to pick this one. So I'll get extra skills for my followers here.
Massacre all the mortals!
Alright, at the beginning of each turn, your enemies announce the actions they are going to launch. You have 5 action points to share among your disciples in order to thwart their attack. Once you've finished, your enemies play their announced actions. Then a new turn begins with your enemy's announcement of their intentions. Oh, I am already liking this because this totally just reminds me of, the Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire, which is one of my favorite games. Where they also to announce what they're going to do, and you have to play out your cards right in order to attack and deflect things. So, select Bloody Mary to choose a skill for her to launch. Okay, so hover over her. Oh god, that's a creepy picture of you, Bloody Mary. Mary Bloody. Select Stabbing. Okay, so we got this. Cursed Mirror, recharge Mary's skills, place the Cursed Mirror on the target. Stabbing, inflict 7 to 12 HP. So we got 2 different blocks of stabbing here. I wonder if that means that we can choose to let her stab twice. We'll have to figure that out. Mirror Blade does 2 times 3 to 5 HP. Oh, I see. It inflicts damage twice, and it will be 3 to 5 HP either time. So the random chance there. It's kind of like double attack in like Pokemon or something like that. Reduce the impending attack by 2, so we can block what he's doing there. So we're going to go with stabbing. Ooh. All combatants have 2 gauges of health. A little bit late on the audio there. It's still a demo, so 1 physical and 1 spiritual. Inflicting physical damage, which is what we just did, reduces the number of health points, while inflicting spiritual damage reduces the number of spiritual points. To defeat an enemy, you must reduce their health points or spiritual points to 0, and then inflict the same type of damage one last time to finish them off. So we can get health to 0, and then hit him one more time to finish him off. Select Dracula, choose a skill to launch. So if I remember correctly, that said something about 5 different opportunities to attack or do something. I don't know if that counter is shown somewhere, or if I missed it. So
I'm parched.
Alright. So his basic attack is called Bleeding Heart. He also has Bloodlust, which implies vampirism, which means that each time the holder inflicts physical damage, they also heal themselves, which is awesome. Targets 1 ally. So I'm wondering if that means that he can give it to them and help them heal. So he's kind of our pseudo-cleric, more of a paladin here, doing damage and doing some healing as well. And then he can also directly steal HP, which I'm guessing goes back straight to him. So let's go ahead and just do damage here. Ooh. What an attack! When you use a skill, you deplete its charge, and it can't be used again until it is fully recharged. Okay, so that makes sense as to why we have 2 of these, because it might take a while for them to recharge. And since they are our basic attack, we have a couple of them to utilize. Each disciple possesses a recharge action that replenishes all their skills. Okay, kudos. Recharge actions vary from one disciple to another. For example, some have bonus effects that change their cost. Okay. Alright. Recharge all the disciples' skills. Okay, so that would be all of his skills. Got it. So if I click this, Oh, and that's where the action points were there. Okay, so good to know. So the action points, there are 5 here, and I'm guessing, yeah, it says that each attack was 1, and then the recharge was 2. But I must have missed something along the way. That's okay. When you have no more actions to play, we end our turn. Okay. Ooh, shoot Dracula in the face! Oh, cool, it even has an arrow of who they're going to attack. That's cool. Alright. So it's like Bleeding Heart. Is that what he's going to do? No. Yes. Select the Marauder skill. Oh, he is vulnerable. Okay, so that means we need to hit him one more time, and then he's dead. When an enemy is reduced to 0 health points or 0 spiritual points, they do not die. Yeah, they have to do their death saving throws first. You have to administer a death strike by inflicting damage on the same gauge. The disciples are also subject to vulnerability status, but they do not die when they receive a death blow. Instead, you consume diabolic essence to keep them alive so they can complete their mission. Okay. Disciples also have the same problem, but we have to take away from our diabolic essence here, which we don't want to do because we want to keep that. So we can go ahead and do this again.
Couldn't have ended any other way.
He's done. I love how each of these characters
Choose
have, like,
quickly.
their own
Evil will not
personalities.
spread by itself.
It's like evil smite, and not a MOBA. Turn-based evil smite. Each type of activity has its own set of specifications. At the end of each combat, you'll receive a reward depending on your choice at the time of approach. Oh, got it. One of the 3 things we selected at the beginning, we're going to get a skill. You will regularly have a choice of 3 elements during reward phases. Choose one. Oh boy. So these are the skills that we've been using. So we can get another use of the Fury Fang, another use of the Twist of Fate, or I'm guessing another use of Burst of Anger, because I imagine they already have... Oh, unless this is supposed to increase it. No, that's the same as it was before. When you obtain a skill for the 3rd time, the 3 fuse together to form... When you obtain a skill for the 3rd time, the 3 fuse together to form a skill with the next level of rarity. Okay, so we want to get something that we like using. We haven't used Fury Fang yet. I don't know, I think I like this idea of Twist of Fate. Reduce the impending attack. Go ahead and place that here. Place in the empty slot, confirm. Alright, we're good to go. Alright, so we need to move to the next zone. Running around's a bit awkward. I'm sure I'm going to get used to it at some point, but it definitely is different than other games I've played before. Visit a Styx Foundation to I wish I could read that. I'm regenerating something. Something's happening. I missed it. Alright. I guess this might be something important. Some zones have an extra activity. It is optional and can be carried out before or after the main activity. Okay, so... Oh, is that the optional one? Modest Farm, I'm guessing, is the other one, so here we go. Main activity. Nope, that's the main activity. Completing this activity unlocks access to the following zones. So the Modest Farm is the extra activity. This activity is optional. Let's do this. It's telling me to do more skills, which I get, because just based on that, we probably want to start off with making sure that our people is really set. Who the heck is this? There are several ways to reduce inflicted damage with skills that immediately diminish imminent damage with statuses that protect your disciples or negatively affect your enemies. So essentially we can block or we can reduce their ability to attack us. I also, just to clarify here, I just saw Mary here, our Bloody Mary. there was a mirror that appeared and she came out of it. So we know which historical Bloody Mary we're dealing with here. We're dealing with the mirror one. Don't say her name 3 times. I just am very curious about this, because this is like holy zombie? The martyr here? We got a holy zombie. I mean, I've never thought to be terrified by something holy, but okay. Ah, yeah, you look like an inquisitor. You're gonna do some serious torturing there, and the priestess here looks like maybe a spellcaster of some sort. So what do we got? Inquisitors are gonna attack Dracula, Martyr's gonna attack Dracula, and they're doing something here. So let's select Mary. Mary is bloodthirsty, which translates to physical skills that can only target the weakest adversaries. Mary also possesses a mirror that she places in front of the enemy of her choice when she recharges. Once her mirror is in place, all the skills she plays are reproduced on the mirror's target. Okay. So we can, it sounds like we can duplicate our attacks. Charge Mary's skills, place the cursed mirror on the target. So put up
Who shall die tonight?
God, every bit of this is just like, I'm so excited by this. Because it's kind of like, it's like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen here, except they're the worst people you can imagine. Alright, Twist of Fate. So reduce impending attack by 2. So I'm imagining if we... I'm going to see if I can predict this. We're going to reduce the impending attack of this guy, and it's also going to mirror onto this guy. So let's go and select this. Oh, I guess not. Let's see what we're going to do. Okay. A little bit confused there. Not sure I understood what was happening. Preparing to inflict, maybe if that was it. Let's see, reduce the impending attack by 2. Okay. I'm sure all in due time will make sense. So we have to select stabbing. And we're going to select this target. Ooh. Okay. So there's the, that was the mirror's effect. Let's see, Bloody Mary's attack. Okay, got it. So the mirror reflects the attacks. Okay. I wonder if I attack this one, if that would also attack him. So that's going to be my next big question. Dragon just kept beating. Okay. Turn 2. This horseman is a battle-hardened soldier who can take blows and dish them out. He gets reductions in damage and provocation status that allow him to redirect attacks to himself. When he suffers damage, his bitterness increases. At its maximum, his bitterness enables him to launch extremely potent skills. It's like the Headless Horseman.
Who should I kill?
Select on guard. So I can apply provocation, which means that only the holder of this status can be targeted by adversaries, so he's gonna take aggro here. And he's gonna apply a shell, which reduces the HP and SP suffered by 4. So I'm guessing that when they attack him, he's going to take 4 less damage of whatever it is. So it's gonna do that.
On guard!
Certain effects allow you to apply a status to a character. These can have a number of charges or a duration in turns. If they have charges, they lose 1 charge each time they are triggered. If they have a duration, they can be launched several times as long as they are active. Okay. Clear enough. There are 6 status types. Now we're getting into the weeds here, into the complicated. There are 6 status types: enhancement, protection, cure, maneuver, control, and weaknesses. Weakness. A character can hold only 1 status of each type. If another status of the same type is applied, it replaces the first. If it is the same, its duration or number of charges increases. Okay. So you can have all of them, but only 1 of each. No. Yes. 1 status of each type, and then it like overrides if you get a new status on top. Okay. So, slash. slash this guy.
Your head just isn't in the fight?
Ooh, and now he's bleeding, which would be this one. And got an extra. Let me do that. Okay. Okay, so bleeding happens after. Ooh, don't like that. So bleeding happens after they attack. Dracula is a leader of men and was once a bloodthirsty warrior. He has earned his longevity by being extremely cautious in potentially dangerous situations. This experience has given him a number of skills that benefit his whole team, but when he becomes vulnerable, the warrior reawakens, and some of his skills become devastating. So now that he's in a vulnerable state, ooh, he's shaking and he's got blood red eyes. So let's select
I'm parched.
and select Bloodlust. We're gonna apply some vampirism to himself. Oh, that won't be enough. Let's call upon a secret weapon. Devil mode.
It's high time I interfered.
The devil isn't held back by the same rules as mortals. He can cheat in the interface. This allows him to modify the health point and spiritual point gauges, recharge skills, move statuses around. The only limit to his powers is the cost in diabolic essence, so that's this stuff. One of your devil powers allows you to move statuses between combatants. To do so, grab one of the combatant statuses under its HP or SP gauges and drag it under the gauges of the combatant you want to give it to. Oh, this is so cool. So essentially what we're doing is breaking the game. We're just like deciding, nope, that's not what's going to happen here. We're going to move something somewhere else. Okay. So martyr status to Dracula, which reduces the loss of HP by... So this is a good status. We're going to give it to him.
Reality is but a toy to me.
Slide the health point bar to 0. Oh, interesting. So it shows us what modifications we're making here, and then we can approve it. It's kind of like buying our... it's like buying something in a store in a game. Slide the health point... Oh, we're going to take the priestess down. Slide the health point bar to 0. Oh. I guess it already did it. Okay.
My power is absolute.
Select the cart. We're going to take care of you. And take a little health back for our trouble.
It's not over yet, mortal. The most severe punishments await you.
When a disciple is vulnerable and about to suffer damage, the devil protects it at the cost of many diabolical essence, as many diabolical essence as inflicted damage. If a disciple is not vulnerable and about to suffer more damage than its current HP or SP, the damage surplus is cancelled. However, an attack hitting several times counts as many damage applications and can consume essence. Alright, finish the player means. Well, I definitely want to try this one out.
Who should I kill?
Let's see here. Devouring Charge, we got Slash. Can't do On Guard again because it's depleted until I use Introspection. Devouring Charge. I can steal HP. I can inflict damage. Problem is, I need to do something that I can then inflict like enough damage and then pull somebody else to inflict damage. So she does 2. She's gonna do damage, but that does 2. What is this? This steals HP. So why don't we try this one?
You lack discipline.
Oh, that's cool. So now they're vulnerable, and now we're gonna go in and we're going to stab the heck out of you.
Now you see what happens to those who resist me.
Oh, this is so much fun.
Take everything you can.
Alright, skills of 3 levels of rarity: Ordinary, Wicked, and Demonic. When you obtain a skill for the 3rd time, 3 fuse together. We found that out already. Afterwards, you'll discover a skill with higher rarity for the same disciple. Okay. So these are the basic attacks for all of them. I'm going to go with Dracula's this time. And we're going to add it in. Alright. So now we're doing more damage. Okay, so now, even though we have... Oop, I gotta put it here. Okay. So even though we have one less attack now, as it were, we're going to do more damage with it.
Simple mortal trinkets. You'd better find a use for them.
Okay, so that was probably not our result. This is something new. So these are all Dracula here. What's decomposition? At the beginning and end of the turn, you lose 4 to 10 HP. Oh, the enemy will, if I apply it to them. Oh, I'm already liking the sound of the Spirits of the Night. And so this is going to attack their SP. So far I don't think we have anything that really attacks the SP except for what the Headless Horseman just did in stealing it, which was awesome. But I think I'll take this just to make sure that we have something in case we run into something that will not be damaged by their HP or have a really high HP, and we can get them here. So let's see here. Styx Foundation. Let's see what this is about. Click to move to the next step. You can smell the noxious waters of the Styx even before you see the source. So of course, River Styx, the river that you must cross in order to get to the underworld. Whatever lore or myth you're looking at, whether it's to get to hell or to get to the underworld in Greek mythology. Click on Observe to learn more. What is this? The waters of the Styx bubble up in the form of fountains at certain spots spread around the world. You can use its waters to regenerate your diabolic essence or purge your disciples' negative traits. Okay. So, I'm going to click on it. You can only withdraw energy from the source one time. Your disciples assemble around the altar awaiting orders.
The Styx, with the putrid corpses that crowd its waters.
This is great. Okay, so replenishing. Healing. Diabolical essence enables you to use your powers and indicates your vitality. If you run out, you are defeated. Alright. Let's see here. Choose. So, event. So, that means whatever this is going to be, it's going to be some sort of event that we're going to be dealing with.
This forest isn't so terrifying. Not yet.
It's weird, definitely, being the one who is scary, not the one who is being scared. Alright, main activity. Completed this activity. Lux. Okay, we know that. What is this? Okay. Choose a disciple to pass the social tests and receive the associated traits at the end of the event. Okay. So I have to choose whoever is going to get. So you're either going to get Painmaster, which is extra ruse. I see. So we've got some of their, you can see over here, I can't move and see it, but we can see down there, Scare, Occultism, Temptation, Stealth, and Ruse. Don't yet know how that's going to play into the overall game, but I have a feeling that there's going to be other challenges that face us other than like fighting ones, so we'll see. So they want me to choose him for Occultism and adding max spiritual points. Oh, a little boy is lost in the woods. Your disciples stumble upon a young man shooting at a straw target with a crossbow. He startles when he notices them and points his weapon in their direction. You are... I recognize you. My master told me about you. You're the devil's emissaries. I'm going to annihilate you and become a legend in my own time. I'll be the greatest demon hunter ever. Despite his boasting, the kid can barely hide the fact that he's shaking in his boots. You almost feel sorry for him, but his naivety annoys you. There must be a way to use him to your advantage. Let's see. Observe the scene to gather more information. This kid already fancies himself the new Van Helsing, even though he's never looked evil in the face until a few minutes ago. The time has come to let him taste the secret horrors only you know. So, I'm guessing that he's the only interactive element here, so let's go ahead and click on him. Oh, dear lord. No head. As events unfold, you'll have to make choices that influence how the story progresses and the rewards you'll receive. Certain actions are social tests, and passing them depends on your disciple's characteristics. The actions that require a test have greater potential, but unless you cheat, you take the risk of failing them. Headless Horseman looks the kid up and down suspiciously. How the heck is he doing that? He's got no head. Ooh, and we can cheat. Interesting. Okay, so we can kill him. Not that interesting. We can turn the apprentice against the demon hunters, which is easy, or we can terrorize the apprentice. So this is where those social things are coming in. So ruse is kind of like your lying, bargaining, devil at the crossroads sort of thing. And terror, I think, is where he's going to be much better at. But I'm curious as
It's high time I interfered.
this will help. So I kind of imagined slide the success gauge up to 100, which I'm guessing it wants me to do it on this one. Costs less to do so.
The dice were loaded from the start.
So this whole demon thing is really interesting because not only is it changing how we play on the battlefield, but it's also changing how we interact with these social events. So let's terrorize him. The Headless Horseman infiltrates the apprentice's mind to make his worst nightmares come true. Shadow creatures begin crawling on the ground around him and over his skin. Anything goes when it comes to accomplishing my mission, even magic. And at my age, I'm very hard to impress. Congratulations. It's a soldier's duty to master all the weapons in his arsenal. Now he's got Mind of Steel, which means he's actually better at lying, and he's got more spiritual points. Oh, and Dracula receives something too. Interesting. More stealth, more health, and more spiritual points. And he also got Sinister, which means he's better at scaring and better at taking damage. Disciples sometimes react after some social test, depending on their temper. Each disciple has more or less chances to react positively. A reaction can either only involve the disciple who had just passed the test, or be a conversation with another member of the team. Reactions generate a trait for at least one of the participants, either positive or negative, depending on the reaction's nature. So because Dracula was impressed by us, he actually got boosted because of what we did. Livid with terror, the apprentice hunter tries to kill them, but they are only illusions and he can't even touch them. Finally, he falls to his knees before your disciple. Have pity! Make them stop! I'll do whatever you want! He is at the Headless Horseman's mercy. What should he do with him? Let's see, send him off to share his nightmare with other humans, or force him to betray the other demon hunters. That's delightfully evil. Headless Horseman explains to him that the only way to make the creatures disappear is by killing the other demon hunters he knows. Without a second's hesitation, the apprentice takes off running for the closest demon hunter refuge. It won't be long before the souls of those accursed upstarts are among your subjects.
Finally, fresh souls
Nice.
to torment.
So souls are used as currency to buy skills and relics from the Grim Reaper, or have him increase the rarity of a skill you already possess. Awesome. So when we meet the Grim Reaper, we're gonna buy some shit. Let's do this. Intellectual. Awesome. Traits are permanent and affect the social and combat characteristics of the disciple who obtains them. Your disciples can also receive negative traits when they fail social tests or show negative reactions during events. Negative traits can be purged in the Fountains of the Styx. Okay, so we just went to the fountain and got more health, but essentially there's going to be negative things that also happen. I imagine if We had done something differently with the Headless Horseman, and Dracula did not approve. He would gain a negative trait that we would then have to purge at the River Styx. Alright, open the spellbook. Main page of the spellbook shows you the current state of each of your disciples, including skills, combat, and social characteristics, traits, and relics. Cool. Turn to the second page. On the second page, your spellbook shows you the relics you possess that are not linked to a specific disciple and details your demonic powers. Cool. Add or subtract 4 HP. Okay, alright, so what do we do with all this? Oh, this is all the stuff that we could do when we go into devil mode, I think. Remove vulnerability statuses from a combatant, move a status, charge a skill, create a portal, replace one secondary activity with another. Interesting. So our disciples, we can set any of them as leaders. So we can look like Headless Horseman is our leader. So I imagine if we wanted to float around as Bloody Mary or as Dracula, we can do so by setting them as the leader. I wonder if there's any sort of bonuses they get give off if they are indeed the leader. Alright, let's go and take a look here. Alright, fourth night. Let's go off in this direction as we go to the Grim Reaper. A secret meeting place hidden from mortals, your disciples meet with the Grim Reaper. It is time to do some business.
Ah, a conductor of souls. All those innocent souls I harvested will finally be of use.
The Grim Reaper offers you skills and relics in exchange for souls. He can also increase the rarity of a skill you already possess, but to do so, he needs to keep the skill until the next time you meet him. Interesting. So you leave skills with him, and he blacksmiths them for you. Alright, let's see. We can buy... any of them, really. What is this? When you scale... we already know that. Blah, blah, blah. If Dracula is vulnerable, the effects of this skill are repeated a second time. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see here. And so I'm guessing that we're getting these little arrows because we have 2 of these already. And so by buying one of these, we're upgrading it. So we've got plenty of souls to spare here. So maybe we do this one for Dracula. What is this? When you obtain steal a maneuver. Interesting. Let's do this one for... Oh, I've got to buy a relic now. Great. Fragment of power. Let's see, what is this? The Zephyr? Ah! Begins combat with 2 haste. We go faster, I imagine. Haste automatically recharges the skills used. Oh, interesting. Okay. So instead of having to spend our hard-earned action points in order to recharge our skills, we can actually just have this thing help them. There's also the Devil's Blood. All your disciples earn +2 in all their social characteristics. That could be good. Or Cursed Helmet. +1 max AP, double damage suffered by the holder. Double damage suffered by the holder. So we're taking more damage? I see. So we're going to have higher armor class. Or action... Oh, no, sorry. Higher action points, but we're going to take more damage. I think we'll go with the social aspect here. Nope, guess we can't. We're going to do that one. Demos and all. Even more than skills, relics are powerful assets that help you progress. Although they can be obtained from the Grim Reaper and during certain events, the surest way to get them is by defeating elite adversaries. The holder begins combat with 2 haste. One way to upgrade the rarity of a skill is to leave it to the Grim Reaper. The skill you leave will not be in your disciple's inventory anymore. You can find a reminder of that skill next to the mini-map. The Grim Reaper will return the upgraded skill to you at the beginning of your next visit. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do that. And let's do Twist of Fate. Yes. Alright, and this. Alright. Onward! Continuing to a new book chapter. Interesting.
My disciples enter the Sanctualumen sanctuary and determine that it has well and truly replaced the old religions. Priest and warrior monks train to fight the creatures of the night. Vampires and werewolves rot in silver cages. My disciples swoop upon this new enemy, and soon lifeless bodies litter the sanctuary's floor. A handful of survivors are charged with spreading the word of my return. We then leave for the last known bastion of Van Helsing.
Alright, we find ourselves at a crossroads here. So find Van Helsing in his last known dwelling place. Now I imagine it's probably going to be up here somewhere. But it looks like we have three choices of where to go. We have a social choice, we have two battles we can choose from. Though this battle looks like will end us at another social activity before another battle, so I might go that way. I think we just have to walk towards it. I see, they're up here. Disciples observe numerous footprints in the mud. As they approach, they can sense the force.
Their time is counted.
The following effect will affect a zone situated in 2 nights. Oh. So we're going to lose some chance of passing tests in 2 nights, which means that our I think that means that it's going to be our social aspect here, but it might be the attack aspect here. Yeah, nope, social aspect right there. Okay.
An isolated camp. We'll teach its occupants to be afraid of the dark. I shall reforge the world in my image.
So we can actually make a portal over here.
The devil is in the details. The only limit to my power is my imagination.
So we literally are cheating the game to get away from this battle, to get away from this this negative impact, and we're jumping up straight over to the Grim Reaper, who will have our wonderfully imagining this is the correct thing. Have our wonderfully crafted thing. We're doing this right. Is this how we learn? Nope, not that way. Not that way. It's right there, I can see it. Next person of the zone, find Van Helsing. How do you know about this map? We made it
I don't like this situation.
going to be a devil.
Let's change it.
We go here.
If you want something done right, do it yourself.
Interesting. Why does it not let me do it? Oh, no. This is waiting with the Grim Reapers. That just is telling me that something is working.
Let's get done.
Okay, well, maybe I just do this. Let's see here. Let's get another skill. I wanted to
Bring me their souls.
one Inquisitor. Oh, poor little soul here. I need to be
What
clicking on.
game are we playing?
So they are going to be doing some sort of bonus, find something
should I
for
kill?
themselves. So honestly, see, this is exactly what I was worried about. We've got somebody now who has a high HP bar but has low SP bar. So if we have things that will apply SP damage, we're going to definitely want to use those. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and use Shadow. Ooh, nice. Burn is going to actually affect their 8 SP, so that's even better. So let's do Spirits of the Night as well. We got 2 left. So let's go ahead and see what she's got. Do something like that. I'm going to save that one. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and do
I'm listening, Master.
Sharpening is going to add HP damage. So let's go ahead and give you there we go. And we're going to end our provocation. What did that do for you? You, let's see. Only the holder of this status can be targeted by adversaries. Oh, okay, so that's basically what the Headless Horseman was doing. Oh, yeah. Alright, looks like you're going to do reinforce and repair, so you're just hanging on to us here, doing more and more. Okay.
What game are we playing?
We also have
Who should I
these
kill?
special attacks, so recharge
I'm
skills,
listening,
recharge society
Master.
skills, and we also have this, which places the cursed mirror on them.
Who shall die tonight?
And do this.
I'm going to...
We are out of the SP stuff, so we just want to do a recharge. But we are out. We are only at 1 left, so let's go and just do the damage while we're at it. Let him end. Looks like he's setting himself up. Geas, I think that's how it's pronounced. Reduces the loss of HP by 6. Okay, so we really want to get that SP in there. So let's go ahead and refresh all your abilities here. We're gonna get in here with this. And oh, perfect. Can we do it?
A mortal
Yes, we
that
can.
bows down before my power is a good mortal.
Love it. All right, and we also have Midnight Kiss here, so I think I'm gonna just add that if I can. No, I cannot. Go back.
With that,
Let's add one for you so that we can. All right, let me bring that down here. So we have extra stabby
simple
potential.
mortal trinkets. You'd better find a use for them.
Shard of Psyche. We can apply Clumsiness, which will minus 10 HP inflicted by the skills. Oh, so that means that that our target is going to not be able to attack us with as much damage. Awesome. All right, folks. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and leave it there. Definitely interested in playing more of this game because it's got all the right touches. It's got the roguelite sort of thing, branching storylines. It's got sort of the combat I've learned to expect from like the Slay the Spire game or even Darkest Dungeon, with sort of this group combat going on. And I can only see this getting better as each of these characters get more skills. I definitely love the diabolic essence of devil.
Must I convoke the flames of hell to make you act?
And I couldn't put it better myself, Devil. Well, I will go ahead and leave you there, folks, until the next game.
I don't know why I don't send you back to hell and choose new disciples.